So good morning everyone. Today we shall discuss the advanced features of Java, that is enumerations. So this enumeration has been a feature in many programming languages. So until JDK version 5, the enumeration concept was not added into Java. So it was added in the version 5, and it was the demand of many programmers that this concept be added. So enumeration is nothing but a list of named constants. So Java provides other features which are similar to this enumerations using the concept of a final variable. So a variable when declared as final, so its value gets fixed, which means we cannot change the value of a variable. So this enumeration is similar to that. Instead, here a constant is given a name and it remains same throughout the execution of a program. So this enumeration in Java is similar to the enumeration concept that is provided in C++ also. Here in Java, an enumeration defines a class type, which means by making enumeration into classes, the concept of enumeration can be expanded. So the concepts that are useful would be enumerations can have constructors, they can have their methods, and we can create a variable of type enumerators. So fundamentally, an enumeration is created using the keyword enum. So enum is the keyword. So here you can see the example. So enum, apple, and within the braces, a list of varieties of apples are written. So these are all the uh, five varieties of apples. So Jonathan, Golden Dell, Red Dell, Wines App, Cortland. So these are all varieties. So a similar other example would be, declaring an enumerator for the days. For example, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like that. So each day can be declared as a enum value. So or another example would be um, the months in an year, January, February, like that. So those kind of data, when we represent in a language, we need a facility that is different from all other variable types. Suppose in our application, we want to represent a date, Monday, Tuesday. So those values will remain constant. So we will declare a day and then we will assign a value whether it is Monday or Tuesday. And the set of values we assign for that is limited to 7. So a day can be either any one of the 7 days, and we cannot have additional value for that kind of variables. So this is where the concept of enumeration is used, like when we use days or months or varieties of apples or gender of a person. So implicitly, this enumerator is declared as public, static, and final member. So it is public, so it can be accessed from anywhere. Static because no need to create a, without an object also we can use it. Final because value cannot be changed. So enumeration variable can be created just like how we create any other values. So it doesn't use a new keyword for creation. So the difference between the enumerator and other data type would be the use of this particular new keyword. So in uh, object oriented languages, be it Java, C++, or C sharp, anywhere, while creating an object, we'll use the new keyword that creates a variable and assigns memory to it. But in enumerator, so no need to use the new keyword. So an example, we can create like this: apple followed by a variable name ap. So here ap is a type of apple, and the only values that it can be assigned to is those which we have defined inside the enumerator. For example, here we have 5 varieties of apple. So ap can take any one of the 5 values. New value we cannot specify. So only those 5 which are present over here can be specified. So that value assignment can be done like that. AP is equal to apple dot red del. So here apple is a enum type and dot followed by this particular variety type. So that is a member of enumerator. So if we compare this AP with that of any other data type, so it is completely different. So our data type would be an integer. Here we are not assigning it to an integer, we are not assigning it to a character, or we are not assigning it to a floating or the strings. So it is completely different. So that is the concept of enumerator. So name of the enum followed by its value. So what happens if we define or assign it to any other value that is not present in the declaration of the enumerator? Suppose instead of red del, if we give any other names or value which is not present inside this enumerator. So if we give any such values, then the compiler will raise a errors. So this also acts as ensuring that a programmer doesn't make a mistake. For example, in case of day, we can assign only 7 values. If in case there is a typing mistake and some other value is assigned, then the compiler will catch that particular errors. So further, the type of enumeration here which we have declared in Java. So these constants are called as self-typed constants. Here self means they are enclosed in a enumerator. So the value that we assign is already enclosed in a enumerator, which means it is self-enclosing. So one program simple would be like this. So enum apple followed by varieties of apple, then followed by a class enum demo. Within that we have a main function. So here a variable is declared of type enum, and then we are assigning it to a red del. So now if we print the value of this particular variable ap, it will print the enumerator value. System.out.println value of ap will print the value of this particular enum. So that will print red del. Now, so just like any other data type, so enumerators can also be used in the conditions using the double equal to relational operator. So here EAP we can verify with any other possible enumerator. So EAP we are comparing it with apple.golden del. So what is AP? AP is the red del. Now we are comparing it with golden del. So it will check whether the um, AP contains the golden del, and it will return either true or false. If the value is same, then it will return true, else it will return false. So enumeration values can also be used to control a switch statement. So in a switch statement, we will have a expression that will evaluate to some constant value, and then inside that we will write the case statements. So we'll then execute one of the case where there is a matching. So just like any other data type, enumerators can also be used in the switch statements. So enumerator here it is controlling the switch statement. So here we have switch EAP, then case Jonathan, case golden del. So for each of the enum value, we have written a case. So when this switch statement gets executed, so AP, what is AP? So AP is an enum type, and it contains one of the value that is present in the enumerator of type apple. So its value will be compared with the case, and wherever there is a match, that particular statement will be executed. So here if you observe in the case statements over here, directly value of a enumerator is written, and it is not preceded with the name of the enumerator. So it is case Jonathan, and it is not apple dot Jonathan. So that is the difference here. When we are assigning a value, we'll use the name of the enumerator, that is apple. So apple dot golden del or apple dot red del. But in switch case statement here, so we are directly writing the value of the enumerator without using the name. If we use the name of the enumerator over here in the case statement here, if we use, then so it will erase the errors. So no enumeration is can be used with like this. So here they appear simply case, and it is not apple dot Jonathan. So then how will the compiler get to know that particular value whatever is written, that is of type enumerator? So that depends on what is being written in the switch statement. So when the compiler encounters AP over here as a switch control, then it determines that it is an enumerator, and whatever the case we have written inside, they all belong to Apple enumerator type. So now what will be the output? So output will be based on the type of AP. What is AP? AP, for example, here we have assigned it to golden dull. So that particular statement will be, so that statement will be executed. So next, since uh, the enumerators are also classes, in Java everything is a class. So enumerators will also have certain features of a classes. So they can have the methods of their own. So there are two methods over here. So they are predefined in the package itself. So enumerators are contained in java.language package. So we can also uh, import this particular package, that is java.language.star. So in that package, these two methods are already defined. One is values, another one is values of. Suppose a programmer want to extract all the values that are present in an enumerator, so then we can use the values method. So values method returns an array that contains list of enumeration constants. Suppose if we want to extract all the apple varieties, then we can use this particular method, that is values. So one more method that we have is values of. So this values of method returns the enumeration constant whose value corresponds to the string that we have passed in this str value. So the prototype of both the methods are written over here. So both are public and static. So the return type is enumerator array. So this rectangular braces include indicates that they are the arrays. Then the method name is values. So the another one, that is the values of, it just returns the enumerator type and it takes a string as the input parameter. So let us see the example of these two. So consider the enumerator season. So the four seasons are written over here: winter, spring, summer, and fall. So these are the seasons that are used in the Western countries. So class name is enum example one. So public static void main. Then we are using the for each loop. So for each seasons, yes. So season is a enumerator. So we are declaring it a alias yes colon seasons dot values. So the season dot values returns an array. So that particular array will be printed. So we are iterating over all the values of the enumerator, that is season. Now, if we want to check whether the winter is part of enumerator or not, then we can use season dot values of winter. So this particular values of will return the type of enumerator constant whose value matches with the passed parameter. So the next example we can discuss is the days. So enum example 5. So enum day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So all the 7 days are present. Then we can declare an enumerator of type day like this. So day, and the variable name is day. So they are different. So this is capital D and here it is small d. Day dot Monday. So which means now the day is assigned to value that is Monday. So the same can be used in a switch statement. So here, if it is Sunday, one statement can be printed. If it is Monday, another one message can be printed. So in Java, enumerators are class types. So which means they have the features of classes. So they can also have constructors. They can also have the methods of their own. So even though we don't initiate a enumerator using the new keyword, it has all the capabilities of classes. So with this fact that the enumerator defines a class and gives all the powers to the enumerators which is not present in other programming languages. So one such example would be that enumerators can have constructors, they can have instance variables and methods. And not just that, enumerators can also implement interfaces. Each enumerator constant is an object of enumerator type. So which means here in our example, so each one of them, that is Sunday, Monday, so they are considered as an object of type day. So consider this particular class type enumeration where we are declaring a uh, enumerator constructor that is nothing but instant variables and also a method. Here, so in the previous example, we had not used any of the constructors. So here, Jonathan of 10. So this 10 is a value. So that is passed to a constructor. So that value is assigned to this particular enumerator constant. So similarly, golden dull we are having 9, then this red dull is having 12, and this wine's sap it's having 15. So not just that, in here we can declare the integer values also. So private int price, then apple of int p, price is equal to p. So this is the constructor. So here this particular constructor, so what does it do? So for each object that is there in the enumerator, so this constructor is called, and whatever value is assigned, that will be initiated to this particular member variable price. So this enumerator is nothing but a class, but the only difference is all these whatever we have defined over here, So they are considered as objects of enumerator. So this, if this is an object, for Jonathan we are passing 10. So what happens here? This is a constructor. So constructor will be called. So this constructor apple int p. So which means 10 is passed. So that 10 is assigned to a variable price. The price is a member variable of this apple enumerator. So this is the constructor, and this private int price is a member variable. And next, this is the function. We can also declare the function, that is get price. So when this particular function is called, we are returning the price of that particular object. So the return type is integer. So here is an example. So we are declaring a apple type enumerator, then we are printing the cost. So that is apple dot winesap dot get price. So before using winesap, so we have to precede it with the name of the enumerator, that is apple. Then we are calling a function. So what does this particular statement print? So this particular statement prints a value. So winesap cost apple dot winesap dot get price. So which means get price function will be called. So what does get price returns? So it returns the price of winesap. So what is the price of winesap? So the price of winesap is the value that we had passed while creating the object winesap of the enumerator. So what is the value of winesap? So the value of winesap is 15. So winesap is 15. So the price of winesap is being assigned to the value 15. So here 15 gets printed. Suppose if we want to print the prices of all the apples, then we can iterate over all the objects of the enumerator using the values method. So wherever we need a facility to iterate over all the values or constants of an enumerator, we will be using the values method. So here we'll call this values method on the enumerator type. So remember, here we are not calling the values method based on any object but on a enumerator type. So apple a apple dot values. So a costs a dot get price cents. So for each one of them, we'll extract its prices and will print it. So each enumerator here, enumerator object will have its own copy of the variable prices. So here all these five objects, Jonathan, Golden Dell, Red Dell, Winesap, and Cartland, five objects are there. E- Each one of them will have their own copy of this private variable price. So price is a instant variable that is used to hold the price of the varieties of apples. So second apple constructor we discussed. Then the get price method that returns the price of a particular variety of an apple. So all these things are put in the main function, and the constructor for apple is called once each constant is specified. So the argument to a constructor is specified in a parenthesis. So just like this, Jonathan of 10, Golden Del of 9. So this 9 acts as a parameter that is being passed to the constructor. So these values are passed as a parameter, which then assigns a value to the prices, and the constructor is called once for each constant. So since each enumerator constant has its own copy of a price, so we can obtain the price of a specified apple type by calling the get price method. So enum has super class. So all enumerations, so they automatically inherit the its superclass, that is java.language.enum. So that is a base class to all the enumerators, and many methods are defined in that base class enum. So one such method is ordinal. So ordinal is a method that is defined in a enum package or enum class. So its syntax is, it is a final int ordinal. So it is final because we cannot change it, and the return type is ordinal. So we can obtain a value that indicates an enumerator constant's position in the list of the constant. Suppose if we have defined a day, 7 days we have defined. For each one of them, a particular value is assigned. So that depends on the order in which we have defined in the enum. So for example, consider this day example. So if you observe, the Sunday is in the beginning, Monday is the second one, next Tuesday. So the order is important here. If we want to determine the order, then we have to use a method that is ordinal. So the ordinal method returns a value that indicates the position of this particular enumerator constant in the list. So it returns the ordinal value of invoking constant. So ordinal value of an enumerator is nothing but the position of that particular enumerator in the list. That's it. So ordinal values will begin with zeros. So that we have to remember. Ordinal values start with 0. Here the ordinal value of Sunday is 0, Monday 1, Tuesday 2, and so on. So ordinal values start with 0. So next such method is compare to. So this compare to method can be used to compare the ordinal value of two constant of the same enumeration by using compare to method. So before using the compare to method, so we must make sure that the ordinal values which we are going to compare, they belong to the same type. Here we cannot compare the we cannot call compare to on a day type and a month type. or a day type on an apple type, because ordinal values depends on the order in which a constant is defined in an enumerator. So if we compare two different enumerator, then it would become meaningless. So comparative method is used to compare the ordinal values of a two constants that are present in the same enumeration. So this comparative will determine which constant will come first in the definition of enumeration. If we compare Sunday with the Monday, then for Sunday it will ordinal value is 0. For Monday the ordinal value is 1. So which means it will return false. So this comparative method is useful when we want to match the enumerator constants values, whether they are same or not. Then another method that we have in enumerators is the equals. So equal method is overridden from the object class. So in Java, the base class of all other classes is the object class. So all classes will inherit from that particular object class, and that object class have a method that is equal. So this equal method is overridden form of that particular method, and it is used to compare the enumeration constant. So it returns to true if both the constants are same. So we shall discuss the programs uh, based on these three built-in methods that are present in the enum class in our next class. So we can stop here for today's class. So put your attendance in the chat window, which contains your USN. So after putting the attendance, you can exit. So tomorrow we shall discuss a program related to these three functions that are present in the enumeration.